Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for the first round of the ARC Formula 1 Championship. Of course, at the Australian Grand Prix here, we have a field of at least 17, I think it may be 18, drivers in this event. It is the, yeah, it's the first round of Formula 1. It's, like, the second biggest series in the league. And just kind of waiting for some action on track to look at. I think it is Nathan Carr in the Ferrari was the first one to get on the track, so we'll keep the camera on him as we begin this first qualifying session. Oh my god, the game is loud. There we go, I can hear now. Like, I can actually hear myself think again. Although it's still kind of loud, but anyway. I can get that off my screen. Ironically, right behind Nathan Carr is his teammate Jake Scarborough in the other Ferrari. It's also my team, and Nuclear Fusion Racing driving both the Ferraris. I'll try not to be biased, but bear that in mind, they are my drivers in the Ferraris. Behind them is Fidel Fabian, reserve for one of the Renault drivers who didn't show up. As the 18th driver just joined, I believe that was, yes, Donald Stern has just arrived. In the second AlphaTauri. And they're right on board with Jake Scarborough as we, as he begins his first flying lap. He's have some cars on their outlaps that are not really going to get totally in his way. Step ahead, Nathan Carr, as I see Lee Kelly has had an off in the beginning of the second sector, so that's probably his lap toasted. Looks like that that other vehicle up there is not going to be intrusive. It'll be starting its lap right when Nathan Carr is finishing his. He will set the provisional time of a minute 19.57. We quickly switch to the other Ferrari, who will follow up with 22.6, but he's on the mediums. Nathan Carr jumps straight to the soft tires. I see that from Fidel Fabian reaches a 1 minute 24.3 on mediums. Is probably still getting a feel for the car, I'd guess. Christian Pacheco in the Racing Point goes to the top of the chart, speeding Nathan Carr by 0.06 on the soft compound. And then on the medium compound, Kyler Boggs enters the leaderboard just 0.2 ahead of Jake on the mediums. I think Francis is like canceling his lap. We have AJ Knickel on the track on his medium tires as Donald breaks out of the way. Meanwhile, Jonathan Parker goes up to third on the leaderboard with a 19.8 on his soft tires. AJ exiting the last corner. He is on softs, but his lap is kind of looking more like a medium one. He's a 21.4. That's the wrong one. They can't keep all these dots straight. Jackson Tate goes 8th, 23.1 on his soft or medium compound. Or my brain still sometimes gets stuck in 2018, apparently, when I call the yellow tires mediums or softs, not mediums. Medium is what you're supposed to call them. And I just kind of don't sometimes. We're on board with Donald Stern in the AlphaTauri. A bit scruffy through turn 4. I have no ways to look at like sector time, so I can't really get that in depth on that particular statistic on a lap by lap basis. There's Jackson Tate up ahead, but he gets out of the way. Not super aggressive into 11. I'm impressed that stuck. He must be running some higher downforce on this car. Somebody just went on the leaderboard. It was Connor Setchell as Donald Stern hits the pit lane. That took a fine lap to me. I didn't see anything wrong with it. We're going to spectate Keenan Kimber in the Mercedes as he makes his outlap. How many times have I watched somebody drive by Jackson Tate? Like, my goodness. And Keenan sets off in his lap. Jackson Tate enters the pits. It appears Matthew Stoss is on something of a lap, but he has no ERS, so I can't imagine this is going to be a record setter. Connor Hannick goes just ahead of Connor Setchell in the other Mercedes with a 21.6 on the soft tires. Yeah, no, Matthew's just going in, he's just going fast. Okay. Meanwhile, checking in on Keenan, who has absolutely botched it going through turn 5. Maybe next year, pal. And you join Cameron Lopez? I think Lopez is just easier. I think it actually is Lopes, but Lopez just looks more correct. Whatever, Cameron. As he's on his second attempt at a flying lap. Looks like he's got an apple for a helmet from this angle. He is on softs, as I'm pretty sure everyone now at this point should be running a soft tire lap. You've had the medium run done. That's a corner cut. Either way, I mean, it'll be looked at later, but it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, because the lap time is what we're focused on now, and you run to 21.75. Swatting him right in the middle in 14th. Why isn't there like a page down, like a scroll down 5 option? Stern is apparently on an in-lap, I guess. Because if he were running an out lap, he'd be telling me, but he's also getting out of people's way, so I'm lost. We'll look to our current provisional pole sitter right now, as Christian Pacheco is on his next out lap, or his next flying lap, as is Nathan Carr, who's actually a little bit further up the road. But we'll look at the pole sitter for the moment. Big extension there. We are running regular corner cutting, with special attention being paid by myself and by the other mods who review the stream after the race to those two corners. Gotta have two tires on the curb at least, or that's not good. As Nathan Carr improves to a 19.38 on his second attempt. Let's see if Christian Pacheco can exceed that. He will enter the pit lane. I guess not. Jonathan Parker, he's third on the leaderboards right now. He will be beginning a lap shortly, as he lets the Renault of Connor Setchell go by, who I think is also on an in-lap. He's got 3 laps on those softs. He can't seriously be preparing for another lap. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Thank goodness. AJ Knickel is beginning his next flying lap. A little bit awkward out of the last corner, but now this will be his soft tire run. Oh, that is his lap. Did he? He improved, but he didn't. Oh, wait, no, I'm blind. Yeah, he absolutely improved. He improved to a 20.45, only about a tenth and a half off of his teammate, Francis Ferrand, previous year's champion. But looks like competition's gotten a little bit stiffer for him. He's, as we speak, entering the track for his next lap. That's an in-lap. James Gibson enters the leaderboard with a 21.77 on the medium tire. He's not the fastest medium tire runner right now, but he's, well, I mean, there's not a ton competing for that. The only other person that's got a lap, whose fastest lap is on the mediums, is Kyler Boggs from the Racing Point. So, and apparently it's somehow a 2-second difference here in qualifying between the two compounds. Well, it seems really, really steep. Steeper than usual. And if he stops, even on his outlap, he's still going full throttle. Not literally, but full power. Probably convinced that he's on a flying lap. Cameron Lopes gets out of his way. But then now he's moving for Lee Kelly, who is actually on a lap. Somebody else just ran a lap time. I couldn't catch who it was. Oh, it was Gabe Pizzolo, who goes to 5th on the board with 20.35, splitting the two McLaren drivers. Well, that was scary, but Lee Kelly holds it. I couldn't tell if he walked up just there or if that was the glare from the sun. But he will exit the last corner. His lap time looking, well, fast for a medium compound. He will now go right behind Cazzola, but he's on the medium tires, so that's more of the difference I was expecting to see between those two compounds. Francis Ferrand is on his next flying lap. He's about halfway through it, but still. Just about perfect through the 11-12 chicane. Gonna have some resistance from a Red Bull ahead. That would be Gabe Cazzola, who should be on his way to the pits and shouldn't really hamper Francis too much, considering we've only got 2 more turns. But he'll get out of the way anyway, just to be sure. Out of the last turn, DRS activated. Francis Ferrand is going to complete a lap. 1 minute 19.9. He'll jump back over Gabe Cazzola. That was sketchy. Man, what am I looking at here? We got a real traffic jam going on back here. Am I blind? What is that car? That's a Red Bull. That's not... Oh boy, oh boy. Ah! This is the lead car. Okay, there we go. I figured it out. So we got like 6-7 cars on their way to start a run on outlap as they begin their final, what may be their final qualifying lap. Well, you're lucky this isn't that lap, Kyler. You'd be dinged for that, no doubt. We'll follow Kyler Boggs, the first of these 5 or 6 drivers who will be beginning their final flying lap here for the Australian GP. Behind him, I believe, is James Gibson, followed directly by Jonathan Parker, who will be having some dirty air struggles from there. As Lee Kelly is having some problems. And then I think it'd be, well, it would have been Nathan Carr, but he has looped it. And that'll be his qualifying session just about over. So we'll look back to Kyler Boggs making his first and only soft tire run. Plenty of spare compounds left for the race, but I don't know if he'll really need all of them. No, a bit wide for the 11-12 section. Still have to switch back to the car and look. Also a bit wide through there. I was speaking with Kyler Boggs during his various practice sessions, you know, saying he was struggling with high-speed corners. It feels like his car doesn't have enough downforce. It's starting to prove itself here, and he will head across the line, and he will still qualify with the 20.5. And then he will do that. Jonathan Parker had abandoned his lap. Crossing the line will be not James Gibson. He will also enter the pit lane. Fidel Fabian is going to complete a lap and not really improve. He just about got in Lee Kelly's way though, as he was beginning his lap. Major Kinnickle also on a lap, has just set a purple sector 2 according to the track map in the corner. So, as long as AJ doesn't let that get to his head, we may be looking at our pole sitter with any luck. Nathan Carr, Christian Pacheco, and Jonathan Parker have all retired from the session, so they cannot prove any competition for it if AJ takes it now. As the session timer ends, it will not be pole. Heck, it won't even be an improvement. I think it might have lied. We will then look to Lee Kelly, who apparently also has set a purple sector 2 lap. It looks like he will be... No, he and Keenan Kimber are the last two to finish the lap. And exiting the last turn, Lee Kelly is going to steal the pole at the very last second with a 119.159. Unless somehow Keenan has any objections to this matter, which I'm not convinced. That's also an interesting line through a 12. Just went through theirs. Keenan will exit the last corner, and he will run a lap time somewhere in the 21s. I don't know where that's put him. It'll put him 14th. GT racing's a specialty, so just like mine. Yeah, so there is your, well, pretty much top everything. Everyone that made a lap, I think. No. We have James Gibson and Jake Scarborough still on the medium tires. They'll have quite a recovery drive if they are to make that strategy work at all, though. And then we had 3 people that didn't set a lap time. We've got a full grid today, though, so that's something else. I'll take this weird pause to look at the comment I received earlier. Oh, it's Mikey cheering from home, I guess. Or, well, actually, if he were home, he'd be probably racing, but you know what I mean. I'm not exactly sure how reserves work this season. I mean, yeah, I saw that Fidel Fabian is driving the Renault, which is what Mikey would be driving were he here. But, like... Is that Renault team getting the constructors points that Fidel brings home, or... I guess that's something I probably should be asking the people running the league after the race, rather than asking it in the broadcast, but... You know, if I were full of good ideas, I'd be on the track right now, so here we are. Used to be. I've won a race in the F1. And it was also 5 years ago, but that's beside the point. 4 years ago. As we are getting through the formation lap, surprisingly nobody's been disqualified from it. It's a rare sight to behold in any F1 league. And Lee Kelly was also the fastest in winter testing. Again, closely followed by Nathan Carr. So the pattern has repeated itself, but some dissonance has been left between who was actually third then and who's third now. I don't know. I don't remember who it was, but I know it wasn't Christian Pacheco or Jonathan Parker. Everyone's on the limiter now. And we are getting the formation lap completed and we'll be set to take the lights any minute now. As soon as everybody gets here. There's Keenan Kimber definitely taking his sweet time. And the 5 red lights. And we are away for the start of the new season in Formula Arc Championship. That's not what it's called anymore, crap. So everyone barrels out into turn 1, the relative is being kind of not intelligent right now. We'll just kind of ignore that. Trust me, this is the battle for the lead right now, is Nathan Carr is going to try on the outside of Lee Kelly, but braking late enough to defend the position. It's the Alfa Romeo driver, something will be happening there. And we automatically have a safety car. Why am I not surprised? But I can't really figure out. I mean, I assume it's from Jackson Tate and Braden Sisko, as they are the ones that have lost the pack. A bit of damage also on Travis Van Oostendorp, so both Haas cars have definitely seen the risk of starting in the back. But no, damn it, no DNF cars, so I feel like the safety car was a bit of a knee-jerk reaction. That might just be me, but I think we could have probably done with a VSC. But I mean, if all 20 of us could really go through the first set of corners without a collision, then we might as well be on Formula 3 or something. So here we are. Any kind of anticipation we might have had from the first lap is now gone. There will be nobody pitting, I'm almost certain, except for the vehicles that have damage to their car. and apparently that is incorrect. Cameron Lope's got a penalty. He has sped into the pit lane. And there's the safety car waiting for Lee Kelly. So now I just get to try and fill the silence for the next, like, 4 or 5 minutes, because there will be nothing much to talk about, because it's a safety car. You know, see why I hate this thing? I don't like it when I'm on the track or off the track. Francisco is just now exiting the pit lane. Yeah, and unfortunately there's no data to go over, there's no analytics to cover, there's no driver history to go over. I don't have all the benefits of like all of the like cue cards and notes that all of the actual commentators write down, because none of that's tracked. I can't like talk about like, oh, remember like back in like the 2016 German GP when this happened? Like, no, that's not being kept track of. I'm anticipating the inevitable brawl between these two for the race win today. I think if you're a betting man and you aren't thinking Lee Kelly or Nathan Carr are going to win the race, then you are either trying to win big money or you're sorely mistaken. The big movers on the track right now, the only ones really worth massively noting are Gabe Cazola and Donald Stern, who have both gone up 6 places since the race began. Jackson Tate will just want to rub off, or just shake off, not rub off, shake off this opening like 60 yards, I think, really. I'm thinking if the safety car were going in this lap, we were about to know, but I don't think it is. Oh, it is. Joy. And Lee Kelly brings the field down to a crawl to let the safety car get away, and allow him to accelerate freely out of the last corner. And apparently, Connor Hannock didn't get the memo and has slammed into AJ Knickel, probably breaking his wing while he's at it. Nah, it doesn't really look like he's got a lot of damage. But then again, I'm terrible at telling that sort of thing. And the safety car is in, and oh my god, Lee Kelly got away with murder on that one. Nobody on the field was ready for that restart. And we are green once more. I don't really need the cinematic camera though, because the leaders are nowhere close to each other. They're a second apart and we haven't even reached turn 3 yet. And we got Donald Stern and James Gibson too wide through the hardest sector to do that in. I think they believe... Oh, we got a yellow. Couldn't identify the cause though, but it may be Van Oostendorp may have spun as he is now in last. Nope, Christian Pacheco spun. I'm not sure what dictated that, but he has got no wing. And I feel kind of stupid for having missed whatever just took place. No safety car or anything, so we'll actually get to see racing again. And Lee Kelly is feeling a bit of pressure from Nathan Carr. We got another yellow. Cannot really tell who this is for either. Wish it gave me any kind of indication, like, you know, car 8 for like 8th place, but from tells me Connor Such was involved. He just went into the pits to repair, I assume. Unless this is some sort of advanced strategy call that nobody could have seen coming. I doubt that somehow. Nathan Carr is all up in Lee Kelly's business. Lee Kelly locks up into, as just a speeding penalty. Yeah, when you have no wing, your braking ability is greatly reduced, and you have to watch that. Nathan Carr with a bit of a heart attack moment, but you know, it's all on the day, another day in the office. We have more sector yellows, and I'm still Connor Hannock is out of the race, but that's a VSC. Guy literally wrecked just off the racing line, virtual safety car, but a couple of cars break their wings off, and we got a safety car. Oh my god, Codemasters. I really need to get better at catching this stuff. I've missed literally everything that's happened, because I'm assuming that everything that's going to happen is going to happen at the front. And then it doesn't, because the guys at the front are the ones racing cleanly. I think the VSC will be ending, I would estimate, around when we get to turn 3. I don't quote me on that. I obviously have no idea how this game's safety car system works, but if I had to estimate, that's where it's going to end. Gabe Kazola up 9 places. Fidel Fabian gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. I don't think anybody really blames you for that one. And now I get away from the leaders, and that's when Nathan Carr takes the lead. I am terrible at catching this stuff. More sector yellows. Still can't tell who it is. Oh, it is Cameron Lopes, who has spun it out of turn 4. Now I get back towards the front where the intervals are closer. Now it is Lee Kelly's turn to try and trace down Nathan Carr. Whoa, whoa! Oh, I didn't miss this one. Donald Stern has gotten turn 12. And that is a safety car. We're never gonna get green runs in. Not this track. It just doesn't happen. Francis Ferrand gets a penalty for speeding to the pit lane. Alright, we have some brave drivers who have stayed out, so this has made James Gibson in the Williams your leader. How old are those tires? 6 laps mediums, 5 lap hards, and 5 lap mediums versus everybody else who has brand new tires. And also are just faster cars, so I think it's quite a bold choice, if you ask me. I don't need that, I need... there we go. See, ignore this. That's full of it. Braden Sisko has gained 17 places. He started dead last and is still, well, technically third right now, but I can't imagine that'll last too long. at some point. Apparently Matthew Stock's also DNF'd. I didn't see that. My cushion just moved on me. Let's put an interesting wrench in the works for this battle between Lee Kelly and Nathan Carr, as Lee Kelly's about loops it under safety car conditions. Francisco now decides that maybe what he's doing is not a good idea. And apparently Travis Van Dusendorp and Jackson Tate have collided. I think they may both have gotten penalties from that. But yeah, now these two leaders, with Francis Ferrand pretty much being a non-factor now with his speeding penalty. It'll just be down to these two will have to work through the next two cars. But I have a feeling that Nathan Carr will have a slightly easier time because that's his teammate in the Ferrari up there. I imagine some sort of switching effort will be made. I imagine, and you can't guarantee it, but it's you know, it's believable. Because everyone's apparently deciding that the best way to get their tires warm up is to flat spot them, I guess. And the safety car should be coming in this lap, if I'm not wrong. Or not, alright. Make us wait for another 3 minutes, that's fine, you know. I didn't want to see racing or anything. I like watching people drive around at 110 miles an hour. This is more entertaining. I don't know about you. Oh, never mind, now it is, I guess. Oh, I get it. It's because Christian just got in line. Christian Pacheco. So, very much last second in information. I'm keeping the camera on Nathan Carr here, who is really backing things up. He's like a second removed from Lee Kelly up here. He was almost about to pass Jake Scarborough before we even got to the corner, or got to the start-finish, for that matter. Yeah, those worn tires won't do you guys much good, not against this. Jake defending for his life, helped by the fact that Lee Kelly is sort of boxed in between the two, but he's forced into the parking lot, and Lee Kelly will make one of the two necessary passes to gain the lead back. It's always there. It's always through here. Turn 5. It's just a landmine, I swear. And expected. Not many issues. Oh my god! People, stop it! You have Jonathan Parker around. Luckily, ghosting exists, but he was basically third in line, effectively, and now he's at the back of the bus. And unsurprisingly, Nathan Carr has already re-caught the leaders. It should be a leader, really. James is on borrowed time here in the lead. Has DRS even been enabled yet? Have we had a green flag run long enough for DRS to be enabled? I don't think we have. Which is kind of pathetic, if you ask me. I think we literally have a yellow flag from people trying to box. Another speeding penalty for Cameron Lopes. It's going to be too wide for the race lead. Around the outside, Lee Kelly attempts. Gibson, unique corner exit, but he manages to stave off the charging Lee Kelly for another lap. Or at least another corner or two. Francis Ferrand is about to join this party. This is getting real mixed up here. Nathan Carr is going to try and seize the advantage, or seize the opportunity, take the lead away. Francis Ferrand is going to get involved, as Lee Kelly's got absolutely robbed going through the second sector. And here come the leaders down into the last heavy braking zone of the lap, I think, basically. Too wide are Francis and Lee Kelly. Through the third sector, Lee Kelly's gonna emerge victorious for now. As for the first time in this Australian Grand Prix, I think DRS is going to be activated. But it's not going to help you right now anyway. You have to wait for the next lap to even use it, unless you're close enough coming out of 12. Nathan Carr going for the lead, and he will steal it away from James Gibson. In a very good run, he's now going to get overtaken on the inside. That's sketchy. James just backs out of that one. And then Francis Ferrand will seize the opportunity, and he will get ahead as well. Does Jake Scarborough take the advantage? I don't think he's got the chance to. As we return now to the front pack. And Nathan Carr finds some grass. That's going to give Lee Kelly a pretty easy chance to just take the lead away there. Nathan Carr attempts to fight it, but he's just better off waiting for the next DRS straight away if he's going to try and take it back. Then look a little further back. AJ Kaneko has overtaken Jake Scarborough, I believe, into that same turn 13. Christian Pacheco around, and he's had a race to forget so far. Oh my god, Lee Kelly has so much ERS available. What on earth? He's got almost a full charge. How is that even possible? Is he putting it on none when we're not looking? As AJ Kaneko will be the next to dethrone the Williams driver from his unique strategy call, which... I mean, it's gotten a little further than I expected, I'll be perfectly honest with you. James is gonna force AJ on the outside here. And there's contact, and James is spun. That was inevitable. You don't pass through that corner normally. But I think in the situation that he was in, James probably could have also just backed out of it, because he's on a different strategy. That'll probably be up for peer review later, but for now, I'll get back to the battle for the lead between Carr and Kelly. Francis Ferrand would be a part of it too, if not for that speeding penalty that he got. I think, oh, never mind. It may actually be Nathan Carr who's the sitting duck here, I'm not sure though. Oh, Carr's gonna send it on Lee Kelly. Kelly is forced to take evasive actions, and that's well, that's broken the defenses a little bit. Lee Kelly very loose out of 5. That was a little scary. Well, recently Kyler Boggs got around Keenan Kimber for 6th place. Keenan still set to try and take it back if he gets a chance. Neither driver has a lot of ERS, nor does Jake Scarborough, just ahead of them on those very worn, hard tires. Although Keenan Kimber on his softs won't be doing much better. Meanwhile, the DRS train proceeds, and now Gabe Cazzola will soon be joining the fray. Keenan, I don't even think he's even getting slipstream from there. I'm not even sure how we got DRS from there. We're gonna have two wide action once again as we head into turn 3. Nathan Carr kind of pushes Lee Kelly out of the way, but he will take the lead away once more. Oh, then we got Lee Kelly around through turn 4. That is a disaster. I think that might have been from him being pushed wide by Nathan Carr. I'm sure we'll be seeing that later. He is missing a good chunk of his wing now, too, I think. I just saw. Another spin, I thought. Or am I just stupid? Nope, I was not stupid. We have Travis Van Oostendorp around, again, turn 4. And now Nathan Carr's got nothing but breathing space after that. You have the two McLaren drivers, as I think France is just letting AJ through. What is happening here? Oh, it's him going slow, trying to get out of everybody's way because he has damage to his car. Braden Sisko kicking up some dirt there. You'd think he was damaged too. I don't think he's got. Oh, he has half a wing. That's it. And he has to get in there, but Braden's on his inside, so he's like, gotta slam on the brakes just to reach the pit lane. Yeah, Francis just let AJ go. He will push with everything he's got, including his own fuel limit, to try and make his way up to Nathan Carr. Meanwhile, Jake Scarborough, with Francis kind of taking a rest for a moment, Jake Scarborough has kind of bought his way into this little fight here. He's got some breathing space, except for Kyler Boggs is right there, so never mind. He does not have breathing space. Let's see if Jake can take him. Oh, that should be easy. With the kind of run he just got, that should... No, never mind. Right, because Francis has ERS still. Jake's gonna sit on the outside anyway. Miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Too wide through here, that's a death sentence. They made it work beautifully, though, and Jake has advanced his position to the podium. Never mind, he just went wide through the next corner, and Francis will take it back. Kyler Boggs with the run of a lifetime. He's got a super speedway run going into T1. Just about space remaining. Gabe Cazzola has now entered the fray, but nobody in this pack except for Francis has any ERS to speak of. And we will settle back down as we head through the middle sector where passing is not really an option. Who has spun? Oh, it's in Sector 3? What? Game, I'm confused. Did he break his wing again? He did. He must have missed turn 12, I guess. How the mighty has fallen in this event. Kyler Boggs is over, and he gets a, oh no, he's done for the day. Kyler Boggs is overtaken Jake Scarborough for third. And both who mugged Francis, I don't know how that happened. And Christian Pacheco should have an advantage on Gabe Cazzola. He will take it. And that's an easy pass right there. ERS, DRS, is everything you could ever want. Connor Suchel has had a very quiet race, but he's getting good results. He's in 6th place. I've said nothing about him. He's not been involved in anything. He's just existed. And that's honestly the best race you can hope for. There are sector yellows, but I do not know from where they originate. I'm like a dog when I see a squirrel. It's like, sector yellow! Sector yellow! Ruff, ruff, ruff! But then I freak out because I can't tell where it comes from. Because it's not obvious, it's usually not apparent unless I'm literally watching the car that spun out. I can pick this one out, though, I think. No, I can't. Oh, that's because it's not on this lap. It's Travis Van Oostenrup getting out of people's way. My God, squirrel. Jake and Kyle are both pushing their non-existent ERS reserves to try and duke it out. That's not a line I'm thinking about there. And Christian Pacheco is going to try and pass Connor Setchel through the Sector 3. He'd be almost bump drafting, but with ERS and DRS, he's got a big advantage going onto the front straightaway. Setchel has plenty of ERS, but he's not using it. Ah, I see his plan. This is all a part of the great Renault master plan, but DRS off Francis is sort of ruined to that plan. And he's still not using it. If he had used it, he'd probably gotten a pass there. It's amazing we have some drivers on the track who have tons of ERS available. Like the leaders and Francis. And Connor Setchel. And they're not even using it. And then we've got guys like this who are almost always using it. This is a sketchy passing zone to say the least, but Christian Pacheco makes it work with ease. Kyra Bog just a little bit faster than Jake. Jake making several liberties through the 11-12 section to try and stick with him. We have another sector yellow. Oh, as Connor Setchel and Gabe Cazzola coming together. That wasn't even the yellow. That was originally for Parker, I think. Who I think looped it out of the 11-12 chicane. Oh my God, Brayden. Lucky Parker just like pissed himself and had wing damage. Excuse me for the language, but my brain was elsewhere. It was all scatterbrain. Gabe very set off his pattern by that. And that'll be another easy move for Braden Sisko, I think. No, it's not that easy. The crossover maneuver from Gabe Cazzola. But Braden Sisko will have DRS again. And they're going to go too wide through turn 3 again. It seems like it always gets settled here. And Cazzola will emerge victorious. Oh my God, Jake. Jake, please. Oh my lord. I mean, it's working, I guess. He's certainly gotten back to Kyler's gearbox. Kyler also low on fuel, as is AJ. He's pushing his fuel to the limit. But he's not even getting closer to Nathan Carr anyway. If I'm AJ, I'd probably stop and just accept second place. He's got breathing room for that anyway. Neither driver doing really much to preserve ERS for when it's needed. I thought this seemed closer on the interval, but it's not. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong... I'm dumb. Nope, this is definitely closer than that. Okay, I'm a genius. Meanwhile, back up ahead, these two are still well, pretty close. Not neck and neck, but they're close. But these two are even closer. Braden Sisko has all the ERS in the world, though. So it'll be a massive challenge for Keenan to get this pass done. But Braden going defensive was almost his own undoing there. Put Keenan all the way on the apron. Curb. I'm becoming a NASCAR guy. Oh no. Keenan just backs out of that. That's a line. That's a line. Oh! Oh, Braden Cisco not leaving much real estate. But Kimber is unaffected. He's affected. He went off into the curb and died. Never mind. Never mind, he's still there. He's sent it back on the outside of this third to last corner. However, Braden Cisco with 92% battery and no DRS. Huh. Okay then. Okay, there's no damage. But he's driving like he's got damage. Scarborough and Bog still fighting for that podium spot. Jake's tires are probably absolutely wasted by this point as Jonathan Parker takes the near fastest lap on medium tires. None of the gaps are big enough though to go for oh my good lord. Duh! None of the gaps are big enough though to go for fastest lap specifically for anybody though. Oh my god. With, oh, Scarborough big time in the grass, that'll make it pretty easy for Pacheco to get by. And it's a racing point 3-4 as they've caught the lapped car of Jackson Tate, who will be ghosted for this particular moment. I shouldn't have to even be marking that one down. I think the game should have flagged him for that one. Oh my god. Keenan Kimber getting ever closer as we got a sector yellow. Looking at the map to try and identify that, but I think that's, nope, that is the spun car of Travis Van Oostendorp at the 11-12 chicane. And he's having a difficult time trying to get his car back on the road. Cameron Lopes also moving for the front-ish pack. Well, the only pack that's really there. If this sustains, this will be a very big day in points for, I believe this is what, In Pursuit Esports? I think is the name. Racing Point, at any rate. But I know these guys, they're gonna fight for it anyway. As the Cameron Lopes is still in the battlefield, but he's obviously ghosted, so he can't do anything with it. It's not like they can run into anybody. Keenan Kimber slowly pushing his way towards Gabe Cazzola. Keenan Kimber has got DRS on Gabe Cazzola. I think it may just be a matter of time. If you look at the tire difference. 9 lap mediums versus 17 lap hards. Yeah, Gabe, you are not looking pretty right now. I'd hate to be you. Uh, uh. Whoa, Kazola, a little bit out of control. Let's see what is produced here as these two head in towards turn 13. Oh, okay. The sort of battle at the front has mostly subsided. We've got Kyler Boggs in DRS range, but that's the closest anybody up here is really getting, so it's mostly just down to Kimber versus Kazola for 8th position. I'd be eating popcorn myself right now if I wasn't commentating. That would kill my throat if I'm talking. Keenan Kimber with a golden opportunity. He forces his way to his inside. Not quite around. And now he is on the outside of 4. That's difficult to do. But I think that just goes to prove the tire difference between these two cars right now. If Gabe's tires were fresh, that would never have worked. Yeah, everyone's kind of spread out pretty evenly here throughout the, like, 2nd to 5th. More ghosted lap cars ahead. This time it's Travis Van Usendorf in the Haas. Kazola has a shot at revenge, but it will not be into 1, it'd be into 3 if anywhere. Keenan wide through 2. But Kazola with no ERS, so no chance. As we turn our attention towards the front, we may have a battle for 2nd on our hands. Pacheco has been charging hard, and AJ has been not the fastest on track by any means. Christian's got DRS, that's a pretty good enabler. Save some ERS and take it from him into 3. That's where everybody else is doing it, not... Oh boy. Oh yeah, this would be a golden opportunity. I don't know whether I watch the Red Bull and the Mercedes or this. Oh, that's as easy as you'd want it. Nothing was really doing back here either, so... Oh my. Yeah, AJ Pinnacle is definitely in management mode. I can't imagine his mediums have much life left in them. That would certainly explain why these Racing Point cars have caught him so fast. Don't really think there's a chance here. You need to have your ERS. Kyler's got to get himself into high gear if he has any shot of taking AJ's spot away on the last lap. Unless AJ receives a puncture, that's about the only way, because from here, Kyler is not close enough to get it in time. Another 5-second penalty for Jonathan Parker speeding to the pit lane. Not even sure why he was pitting at this point anyway. You can't get fastest lap bonus if you're not in the top 10. You have a battle for the last position in points as well. James Gibson versus Braden Sisko. About to go down for the last 2 laps here, I think. Man, please shift. Gibson has no ERS. It's going to come down to taking these corners well, which, I mean, did it okay. But I think Sisko did it better. And I haven't even been watching Tate, and he's gotten a time penalty for cutting. That means that the regular corner cutting rules gave him that. Oh my lord. It's happened. Not only has Francis fallen behind Keenan Kimber and Gabe Cazzola, but Kyler Boggs has overtaken AJ Knickel. Oh, that front left's punctured. There it is. I knew it. Does Scarborough get there in time? It's not a rear tire, which is surprising but also very crucial, because if it were a rear tire, AJ would be toast. Jake's got a small shot. AJ's gonna park it. This is something. Oh! I cannot tell if that was caused by AJ or caused by Jake trying to give AJ space. But that's a last minute. Oh no, Jake got his own puncture. That's the rear tire. That's the one you don't want. Oh, deja vu. You've been in this place before. But last moment he's gonna fall down 3 places. Meanwhile, it's a pretty distant victory for Nathan Carr. And he will win the Australian Grand Prix with all 4 tires intact. A double podium for a Racing Point. And the last second punctures for a lot of drivers who tried to stretch their tires longer than they could go. Braden Sisko ended up DNFing, which gave James Gibson the final points position. And now we just wait for Travis Van Dusendorp to complete the race. So, there you have it for the Australian Grand Prix. Gabe Gazzola got driver of the day. I have no recollection of how many places he gained throughout the race, but I imagine it was a lot. So we've seen the podium celebrations. Yeah, Cazzola went up 11 places from where he started. I can't guarantee that won't be 12, because I definitely saw Keenan cutting a few times. Connor Sergio at the top 5 based on Jake Scarborough's sudden puncture in the second to last corner, which I think honestly came from him trying to push to get around AJ with his own puncture. So yeah, that'll be it for this broadcast. The next one we will see will be Wednesday, where I will be broadcasting once again for the Ferrari Challenge Round 2 at Imola.